Nancy and I will get up at 6.
Wow, 6.
Run 4 or 5 miles.
Oh, how do you do it?
Come back, make love in the shower. And then off to work. That's my new regime. And let me tell you, it's totally changed my perspective on my day.
Must be those invigorating showers.
The things she's got me doing, Gabe.
Lucky you.
Nancy is so at home in her own body. And see, I never know what that was like. A lover teaches you that. It's something you learn together. Beth and I never had that. She was never comfortable in her own body.
Really? Gee, I always thought...
So how could I expect her to be comfortable in mine? Nancy and I will be strolling along and she'll place her hand in my ass or something just like that without even thinking about it. With Beth, sex was always up to me. It was never about her wanting me. It was never about desire. It was all about obligation. Then when the kids came, well, you know how that is. Sex became one more thing on my list of things to do. You know, Nancy and I are totally in sync. She just has to stroke my fingers and I get hard. Or give me a look or laugh a certain way.
Do you two ever talk?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? We talk all the time. Remember what that's like when a relationship is new? All that talk, all that sex, all that laughter. Nancy really hears me, Gabe. She hears me. She saved my life, Gabe. She really did. She breathed life back into me.
Good. That's great. I'm glad. What?
What are you thinking?
What do you mean?
Come on, I know you. I know that look.
I'm just listening. I'm not supposed to say anything, right?
Christ, Gabe.
I mean, no, isn't that what you told me?
I said that to you when I was still very raw.
Oh, when you're not so raw anymore? Well, what are the rules then? I mean, you gotta fill me in here, pal. I gotta know the rules so that I don't step out of bounds.
Gabe.
Okay. You wanna know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, I hear you talking, Tom. I hear these words coming out of you. And you sound like a freaking Mooney to me, Tom. You really do.
I've been trying to tell you. I was dying. You don't understand that, do you? I was losing the will to live. Isn't that dying? This life I was leading had no relationship to who I was or what I wanted. It was deadening. The constant logistics of, you pick up Sammy from lollipop tennis and I'll take Lori to hockey practice. But this is what we talk about. No, really. This would pass for conversation at our house.
I know, but...
Oh, man. The dog finished me off. Oh, God. The dog, Sarge. It wasn't enough that we had 2 cats and fish and a guinea pig. No. Beth felt the kids needed to have a dog since she had a dog when she was a kid. I spent my entire adult life cleaning up one form of shit or another. Now I was on the dog shit. I should have gone into waste management. How do you keep love alive when you're shoveling shit all day?
We've all made sacrifices to our kids. I mean, it's the price you pay for having a family.
Yeah, but you have to really want that.
What do you mean?
You and Karen, you really wanted it. That's what I realized. I never really did.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what I was thinking. It was completely against my nature.
What was?
Settling down, having kids. It was just one more thing I did because it was expected of me. Not because I had any real passion for it. Like law. It was a foregone conclusion since the age of 10 that I'd be a lawyer like my father. I always felt, authentic living this life,
What? You were a party boy trapped in the body of a family man? Come on, Tommy. I actually remember seeing you enjoying yourself on a number of occasions in the last decade or so.
Well, sure. But honestly, most of the time I was just being a good sport.
A good sport?
You know what I
No, a minute. You were faking it? You mean all these years? All these years, Tom. The four of us together, raising our kids together. The dinners, the vacations, the hours of videotape. And you were just being a good sport?
No.
Then what, Tom? I don't get it. I mean, I was there as well as you. This misery you described, this agony, gee, I thought we were just living our lives, you know? Sharing our humdrum little existences. And now you're saying that, I mean, you know what? I thought you were there. Wholeheartedly there. And now you're saying that you had an eye on the clock and a foot out the door?
You have got to stop taking this so personally.
Oh, well, how would you take it? You say you've been wasting your life. I mean, that's what you said.
I don't mean you and Karen. I don't mean you. I would never mean you. You're my best friend. I've got to be able to say this stuff to you. I'm talking about my marriage.
But it's not that simple, Tom. I mean, we were there. Karen and Danny and Isaac and I, we were all there. We were all a part of that terrible life you had to get the hell away from. Isaac's completely freaked out by this, by the way. So before you repudiate your entire life,
That's not what I've done.
that is essentially what you've done. And I can understand why you might find it necessary to do that. Must be strangely exhilarating blowing everything to bits. No, I mean it. You build something that's precarious in even the best of circumstances, and you succeed. Or at least you make it look like you succeeded. I mean, your friends think you had us fooled. And then one day, you blow it up. It's like, I watch Danny and Isaac sometimes, and they pour their toys out on the floor. Blocks and train tracks and Legos. They build these elaborate cities. They'll spend hours at it. And they'll plan and collaborate and squabble and negotiate. But they'll do it. And then what do? They wreck it. No pause to reflect on what they've accomplished. No sigh of satisfaction. No, they just launch full throttle ahead. Bombs bursting. And tear the whole damn thing apart.
I just want you to be my friend. That's all. I want you to be happy for me.
Happy for you?
Happy I turned my life around.
Sure, Tom. Sure. I'm happy.
You know, you can be so freaking smug sometimes.
What?
You're not immune to all this, you know. Even you and Karen.
What?
Never mind.
What?
Come on, Gabe. I've heard you complain.
Well, sure. We all complain. That's what married friends do. We complain about sex, and we joke about it, and we bellyache about our wives and kids, but that doesn't mean we're about ready to leave them. I mean, marriages all go through this baseline wretchedness from time to time. But we do what we can to ride those patches out.
Like my parents did. Like your parents. They rode them out for 50 years. Is that what you want me to do? Is it?
I don't know.
What kind of example would I be setting to my children? That we're all powerless to change your own lives? You make a mistake. Too bad. You just have to live with it.
I don't know.
Don't you just ever want to chuck it all and start all over again? Don't you, Gabe? Come on, admit it.
Yeah, sure, of course I do.
Okay.
But the feeling passes. I think the key to civilization is to avoid the impulse to chuck it all. I mean, where would we be with everyone's ids running rampant?
Look, all I'm saying is, don't do what I did. Don't shut your eyes. I was so steeped in denial and resignation. I know the signs. Believe me.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm your friend. I'd hate for you to wake up when you're 50 and...
You don't get it. I cling to Karen. I cling to her. imagining a life without her doesn't excite me. It just makes me anxious.
Okay.
It all goes so fast, Tom. I know. The hair goes, and the waist, the stamina, the capacity for staying up late to read or watch a movie. Never mind sex. You want to hear a shocker? Karen is premenopausal. That's right. My sweetheart. I love her. That sweet girl that I lolled around with on endless Sundays is getting hot flashes. Doesn't seem possible. We spend our youth unconscious, feeling immortal. And then we marry, have kids, and we awaken with a shock to mortality. It's all we see. Theirs, ours. We worry about them, about their safety, our own. Airbags, plane crashes, pet arrests. And we spend our middle years wanting back that dreamy, carefree part. The part we pissed away. Now we want it back. Because now we see just how fleeting it all is. So, it doesn't seem fair, you know? I mean, so much of it is gone, and there's really so little left. So some of us try to regain unconsciousness. Some of us blow up our homes, while others of us take up piano. I'm taking piano. We had a vow too, you know. Not a marriage, but something like it.
Yeah?
We were supposed to grow old and fat together. The four of us. Watch each other's kids grow. Cry together at their weddings.
It's not like I'm dead, you know?
I just mean, I guess I thought we were in this together, you know? For life.
Isn't that another way of saying misery loves company? I'm kidding. God, I'll still be there. It just won't be with Beth.